Hey friends, this is the Miss Wolfie from Our Half Acre Homestead, and yes, I'm going on a little bit of a rant. It doesn't matter. It doesn't seem to matter how much we argue that technology is moving way too fast for us to understand. Doesn't seem to matter how much we say that. All they keep doing is putting out commercials to show you how much easier it is. How many people have gotten rid of their landline? And that's something I said I'd never do, because the only phone company I could deal with was Bell, and I want nothing to do with Bell Canada because they're crooks. Bell are crooks. Don't even go there. Those who know me, have known me longer, know that I went on a rant when the Xbox One came out because it had voice recognition technology and needed it for certain periods of the day to be plugged into the internet. Internet with voice recognition technology always on. Now, yes, you could turn it off, but it's so much easier just to leave it plugged in and leave it running, right? No! It means it's listening. You know, there's a video out there that says the things you shouldn't Google. Okay? Well, guess what? There are things you shouldn't have in your home. There's been huge public outcry over radio frequency ID chips that people were getting put in their hands. Some businesses now require their employees to have it. Well, if that was my boss, bye-bye. I wouldn't work there. There's absolutely no way you can force somebody to be microchipped. Yes, I got my dog microchipped because it works. Okay? And as long as I have that dog, they know where to find me. I don't really care. Okay? But there's a thing called privacy. Now, do you remember the movie Snowden? It was a really good movie. And he was going around taping off his cameras and microphones and unplugging everything because he knew they were listening. Okay? He knew they were listening. And he's still living in Russia. I still think, President Trump, if you're listening, give that man an award and bring him home. Because he blew the lid off of just what they're capable of. And if you think, so let's put it this way. They can't do it covertly. Well, they can, but too many people are getting too smart. So what are they doing? They're hiding the surveillance in plain sight. Hear me. They're hiding the surveillance in plain sight. It's easier to get people to accept something when they don't even realize what it is. Do we honestly, like, folks, you can turn off and on a light switch and not actually know how electricity works in order to use it. But there are some things that we should know how they work. And there are some things now in technology that are way beyond our scope for understanding. So we're just supposed to accept it. Well, not me. Now, if I didn't love my technology, because my whole point of teaching myself how to can and how to quilt and how to sew and how to cook and all these things, cook over an open fire in a Dutch oven, all these things, learning all these things is a protection against when technology gets to the point where we don't understand it at all. And when the power goes out, we're screwed, right? Not here. I got solar panels. We're going to get more. And I have surveillance. I have to have surveillance on my home. Why? Because Howie is my medical marijuana grower. So the greenhouse has to be secured and locked, and it has to be under 24/7 surveillance. Now, I'm not going to show you my surveillance because that would just be stupid, wouldn't it? But rest assured, it's there. But it's under my control. It's under my control. It's my surveillance. It's also not just protecting my marijuana and my medication. It's protecting me. Because if for some reason, the week before the buds are perfect, somebody comes in and steals all my marijuana and it ends up on the street and they trace it back to here, I not only lose my medical marijuana license, but my husband will lose his license to grow my medication. So it's not just protecting my marijuana, it's protecting our right to grow my medication. So surveillance is a big deal. I'm knocking stuff all over under my desk. So it's important. Do I appreciate? Yes. Would I be a YouTuber if I didn't love technology? I'm actually quite upset that because I only live an hour outside of Ottawa, outside of downtown Ottawa, yet I've got the crappiest internet next to dial-up. Why? Because there's no infrastructure up here. They don't want people living as independently as possible in the country. They want us all in the city so they can take all the land and it'll become, what's that stuff? Whatever. That whole Agenda 21 and the one world government and all that stuff. Don't kid yourself. That shit's coming. That stuff's coming. That's what the United Nations is. It's going to be our one world government eventually. Problem is our governments don't work properly to begin with. So making it bigger isn't going to make it better. It's going to make it worse. Things have to get better. People have to get more proactive at the ground level of politics and community. But that's not what this is about either. I have a smart TV. I'd love it. I want more infrastructure in the country so that I can run my YouTube channel better, that I can do live streaming. But I'm stuck paying, let me see, what do I pay? I pay $115 a month for 100 gigabytes of bandwidth time. Let that sink in for a minute to all those people out there who live in the city and have unlimited bandwidth for $49.95. Okay? But I'm not leaving the country. I don't like the city. I call them zombie traps. they're zombie food lockers as far as I'm concerned. I know I don't believe in zombies, but you get the picture, right? But my problem is I'm paying more than twice as much as most people for half the quality of the internet, 1/3 the quality of the internet. And it's not fair. So I honestly think instead of trying to shove more people into the city, the government should be investing in infrastructure in rural areas so people can become more independent. Why? Because we live here. It's our right. It's our right to live where we want. And it's our right to good communication. Now, if you think this isn't about communication, it is. Why? Because how many people have gotten rid of their landlines in favor of cellular? How many people have gotten rid of their television because they can Netflix or Crave or stream? Lots of people. But I have to pay $80 a month for television because I only have 100 gigabytes of bandwidth and can't stream everything I need on the internet. Yes, my TV is a smart TV. Yes, it's hooked up to the internet. No, it doesn't have voice recognition technology. And no, it doesn't have a camera. Is it capable? Yes. No, I don't want it. I think I got that straight really quick. But everything is being streamlined so that we are dependent upon the internet for our banking, our television, our communications, and all our work, like all our communications work, TV, internet, mail, Facebook, all these things are on the internet. So this probably won't get uploaded till tomorrow because we got a storm coming in and my internet's starting to flicker. So, but if we had the infrastructure up here, would I get rid of the TV? Absolutely. Why? Not get rid of my television. Just get rid of, the antiquated satellite system that I have to use for TV. Because I'm paying Between the TV and the internet, I'm paying $200 a month for something that people are getting for $49.95. Isn't that wrong? Isn't that elitist in a way? But that's not what started this rant. I'm going to have to go bring my dogs in shortly. It is. And if the power goes out, if this video suddenly stops, we'll be back later. But recently I've been seeing these commercials for a girl walks, tiptoes in the house in the middle of the night, and her mother's voice comes out of the back room. Siri, what time is it? And it says, it's 3 a.m. Well, excuse me? Who has a device on that's listening at 3 o'clock in the morning? You want it to listen to you have sex? Do you want it to listen to your most intimate conversations? And do you honestly think it stops listening until you say its name? Of course not. It's always listening. You remember that video on YouTube that said the 10 things you shouldn't Google? Well, here's some things you shouldn't have in your house. You shouldn't have Alexa. You shouldn't have Siri. You shouldn't have Google Voice. Why? Because it's always listening. It's just the Xbox One on steroids. And people think, oh, that's so cool. My kids can ask it to help with its homework. Well, who's listening to your kids talk at the table? Seriously, folks, that is creepy. That is 1984 stuff all the way. Look at our flat screen TVs. Why won't I have a webcam and voice recognition on my TV? Because that is just too George Orwell for me. Okay, I've already got the flat screen TV. I don't need to be interacting with it. I'm already interacting with this. And if I want to ask Google something, I will ask my phone. Why? Because I have a button that says, there's a little microphone on the Google search bar. I hit the microphone and I say, what's the weather going to be for tomorrow in Wakefield, Quebec? And it'll come back and it'll tell me. And then I shut it off because it's not listening to me anymore. It only listens when I ask it to. Am I against technology? Again, no, I'm not against technology. But I am against technology that has the potential to completely obliterate privacy as we know it. And face it, folks, we don't live in a very private world anymore. You walk up to a bank machine, it's recording you. You walk down the street, cameras are all over the place. They say, oh, there's red light cameras, there's this, there's that. There's cameras and voice recognition and face recognition everywhere. Shouldn't our home be the one place where we can be and feel private and safe? If you don't believe me, if any of you have one of those voice recognition boxes in your house, ask Siri how to build a pipe bomb and see how fast the SUVs show up at your house. Just saying. This is the Miss Wolfie from Our Half Acre Homestead saying, our home is our place to be private. Do you really want strangers listening? Take care. God bless.